Добрый день, дамы и господа, это entail Razumnitsa. Давайте обсудим информацию на сегодня. I'm sure all the English speakers out there are frightened, but fear not, this is a dual language channel. So Ukraine can be separated into 9 hydrographic zones according to major river basins. We will only discuss key areas, which are the central and southern parts of the Dnieper River Basin, where much of Ukraine's industrial infrastructure exists. This is a map regarding the level of concentration of minerals and raw material resources according to localized index. It is from No News Statistics, which is a website that collects data from both Russian and Ukrainian sources. The original map was in Ukrainian, but I have it translated here. And as you can see, it states that the high concentration of minerals and raw materials exists on the far east and far west of Ukraine, more so on the far east, with much of it is within the current conflict zone. A further analysis will show that major coal deposits exist only on the eastern side, and this can be confirmed from another source I've gathered. This is a map from a Western source reporting on the Ukrainian coal industry back in the early 2000s. So now, let us look at 2 major depositories and their proximity to the current conflict zone. The first depository is in the Kryvyi Rih or Kirovograd iron ore basin, and the second is the Nikopol manganese basin. Both depositories are in close proximity to the current conflict zone and are of high Russian interest. Why so? So we should note that Dvoskok mining and processing plant is in this region, and it is the only refinery in Ukraine that processes uranium. A supposed initiative from Moscow back in 2015 states, "It should be noted that in the urban-type settlement of Smolino in the Kirovograd region, near one of the uranium mines of Voskok, a nuclear fuel plant with a design capacity of 400 tons of uranium, or 800 fuel assemblies per year using modern Russian technology, will be built with significant investment in the construction of the State Atomic Energy Corporation, Rosatom, and the training and retraining of personnel. This will allow Ukraine to produce fuel assemblies on its own territory for the first time." So this is interesting, considering that both Ukrainian and Western reports have stated that Ukraine has high economic potential due to its energy reserves, but that potential has not been fully exploited due to lack of modernization of infrastructure, as well as the mismanagement and corrupt handling of current infrastructure. The UIF, or Ukrainian Institute for the Future, in 2016 states, "The design capacity of 7 refineries located in Ukraine exceeds 50 million. That is, with timely modernization of enterprises, fuel production at these refineries could exceed the country's need for petroleum products by 3 to 4 times. And Ukraine could become a major fuel exporter, but such a task seems to be not on the agenda. As a result, instead of developing our own economy, we are developing the economy of our neighbors." So this statement mentions 7 oil refineries, most of which are located along the Dnieper River Basin. So let's have a look at them. I just threw together a quick map that shows the locations of the 7 major oil refineries. According to Logistics Cluster in 2025, all 7 refineries are non-operational. Beginning from east to west, Luhansk refinery is partially destroyed and occupied. Kharkiv's refinery has been destroyed. Kremenchuk's refinery also destroyed. Kherson and Odessa are non-operational, and surprisingly, the 2 western refineries that are safe from the conflict zone are also non-operational. This leaves us with the status of the smaller refineries that are concentrated in central eastern Ukraine. Starting with Kharkiv, 1 of the 5 are non-operational. In Poltava, half of them are non-operational, 4 of 8. Dnipro, 2 of 5 are non-operational. In Kropyvnytsky is an interesting thing where 1 is operating, 1 is not operating, and 1 is criminally charged. That's a fun game of fuck, marry, kill. In Sumy, 100% non-operational. Cherkasy, 100% non-operational. And Chernihiv, Chernihiv, I don't know how to pronounce this one, is 100% operational. Congratulations, молодец. I want to keep this video short and sweet, so I will close off with my own thoughts on Trump's mineral deal with Ukraine. I don't think Trump will gain much from this deal, and if he thinks he does, he's going to need to invest a lot of money into modernizing and maintaining Ukraine's mining infrastructure, at least the ones that are not currently in a conflict zone. But it's not entirely a bad deal. There are still some concentrations of minerals and raw materials in the far west of Ukraine, and this deal, obviously, it provides Ukraine with financial aid. That being said, anything related to money and Ukraine, there is usually a catch. There's always some sort of issue with corruption, which I will cover in another update. I have not gone deep into this, but the major reasons why Ukraine has not been able to tap into its industrial potential is largely due to corruption. How will Trump deal with this? Can he even do anything regarding this? I don't know. But the Kremlin knows exactly what they're doing, and they are not worried about this deal. The oil refineries that were destroyed were specifically targeted by Russian military, although Russian Wikipedia states that the refineries do not operate because of a lack of profitability. This is obviously false. Not only that, but there are plenty of available data regarding Ukraine's geography and geological composition that dates back to the Soviet era, and the oil refineries and processing plants that I have mentioned are also established in the Soviet era. So all of this information is likely to be in the Kremlin's back pocket. So my prediction regarding regarding the movement of the Russian military is probably to occupy the two major depositories that I have mentioned. I mean, the Nikopol manganese basin is already at the edge of the conflict zone. So these are my thoughts, and the data I've presented is only the tip of the iceberg. I hope to provide more that I've collected, as well as compile these sources into one Google document for everyone's benefit. Thank you, and I will see you all around. Пока-пока!